I finally found one. This is the Denali with the very unique interior. And I borrowed it from Seiner Buick GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. Be sure to ask for Frank. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see options and pricing on this truck. At the very top is the description and the color, sterling metallic with the atmosphere and brownstone. And then here is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause it. $75,000 is the base price, and here are all the options. So you have the diesel, Denali reserve package, sterling paint was $495, and this one also has a trailer tire pressure monitoring system for $50. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $88,865. You have to admit, GM is definitely at the top of their game with this truck. Even when they redesigned it back in 2020, the exterior has always been one of my favorite in the segment for sure. Now, when you get the Denali, you get the painted bumpers and you get a lot of chrome. That's just how they come. You cannot change that. Premium lighting on the front end, so you have the dual projectors and fog lights down below. You have some black and chrome accents on this trim piece, chrome recovery hooks, and more chrome trimming down below. Now, if you have the money to spend, you could always buy the parts from like an AT4, black out the grille, and all this other trimming down below. On the very front, on the top, you have this functional hood scoop with the diesel, more chrome, but overall it has a really nice appearance, even on the sterling paint. There is a front camera as well. 20-inch wheels, they are kind of controversial, but remember, you have others to choose from. GM is probably the best in regards to that. They give you up to 22 inches of wheel selections, and if you don't like these 20s, you can get a different design. Now, they do have some good tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runners. You do have an option to get the BFGoodrich tires. They're going to be the same size at LT 275/65/20, which is like 34.1 inches tall. And then these tires have 3,750 pounds of capacity for the tires at 80 psi. And if you do tow often or plan on carrying like heavy stuff, I would recommend getting the BFGoodrich tires because they have a little bit stiffer sidewall. You guys can see some of the badging right there, chrome around those mirrors, more badging, smart key system. There's definitely a lot of chrome on this truck, at least for me that is. Some people like it though, but I will say with the sterling paint, can't really tell. It kind of blends in with this paint, for me at least. 6 foot, 10-inch bed, 36-gallon fuel tank, 7-gallon DEF. Nothing changes year after year. I was hoping to see maybe a larger fuel tank for like the long beds. That would be nice. You have your steps, and because this is a 1-ton, you have the 5 leaks in the main pack and the 2 overloads. Another liner out back. Some of the Ford trucks on the higher trim levels don't have these liners here too. You still have the wax coating on the frame, and this one does not have 5th wheel prep package. It's very rare not to see that option on these trucks. But you can see right there, 400 watts of power, and the bed, you have the bed lights too. At the very top, you guys can see you have 2 cameras, LED lights, and that's a power sliding rear glass. Full LED tail lights, more steps out back on the bumper, parking sensors, Class 5 hitch, and the multi-pro tailgate comes standard. It does flip down into a step, like so, and they do provide a handle here. Now, why would you buy a truck like this without the 5th wheel prep package? I don't really know how to answer that question because it doesn't make sense. Even if you get the B&W turnover ball, between parts and installation costs, it's going to cost a lot more. And when you get the 5th wheel prep package from the factory, it's going to have the warranty included with that. I'm not even sure if you can get the turnover ball slightly behind the axle the way they do it from the factory too. You'd have to do some research there. But if you don't want the 5th wheel prep package from the factory, you still can get the plug provisions here. I think it's like 35 or 40 bucks. It's really cheap. Could be a little bit more than that, but it's not much more than, I would say, $100 for sure. When you lift this back up, you can do it with one hand. And down below, no surprise here, but they don't give you a matching wheel and tire. 342 rear end with a G80, which is the locker. It's an automatic one. And here's just a side view of the truck. .470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque. This engine is probably one of the best in the segment. I've yet to find one torn down at a dealership. I look too, by the way. I look at Chevy stores, GMC stores, cannot find one of these. I found Ford Power Strokes torn down. I've found tons of Cummins. And what I find is this engine is probably one of the best ones when it comes down to reliability currently. Now, 10-speed transmission behind it is the stamp-approved Allison. If I don't say that, people lose their mind for whatever reason. And 16:1 compression, 15 W40 oil. You can use a 5 W40 if you like. I use 15 W40 in mine because that's what all the techs told me to do. So that's what I do. Let's go and check out the interior. I only did this video to show the interior because I don't believe I've ever shown one in the Denali trim. Now, I have shown this interior in the lower trim levels, but I believe this is my first time seeing it, and this is what I like. I like very unique interiors, and this one is definitely that. I believe this is like the very dark atmosphere. I think that's what that's supposed to say, but they couldn't fit it on there. But the brownstone, yeah, I like it. I think it looks really good. It has a very country cowboy look to it. You guys can see some of the piping on the seats here is like a grayish color. The stitching is still brown. You have that perforated leather. And then you have that wrinkle effect right there. Not sure if you guys even saw it. They did stitch right there, Denali. And on the door with the speaker grill, it just works well. You see more of that piping in gray with the stitching. I like that X stitching that they do here. And then here are your controls. Auto up and down for the front, auto down for the rear. All power controls on these mirrors. I mean, there's just a ton of things. Seat memories. By the way, these seats do have this like satin trimming around them, and you do have a 12-way seat including the lumbar, and then here's that Denali badge right there. Here's the other side. They did remove the leather that was in the door card from 2024. Not a big deal, I don't think. Some people, I don't think, noticed it either way. Now on this truck, I had to look a few times. They give you a black liner for the roof. I believe if you get the black interior, they give you like a light gray roof color, which is so silly. I don't understand that. And then stepping in, they give you a grab handle right here. And the dash has this leather wrapping, stitching, piping. And then you have this huge wood trim piece. I'm not sure if you guys even noticed. It goes from like this burnt effect to the lighter color effect here. Piano black with more satin, more of that wrinkle leather look here. And then inside this area, you have 3,068 pounds of capacity for a bed camper. I'll show you guys the payload here in a second. On the side, all this is leather, a little bit of storage. And then check out your center armrest. They definitely did a good job on this truck. I think that if I were buying a Denali, this is the interior I would get. It's just different, and I'm so tired of black interior. I have two vehicles with black interior. Not by choice, but that's all was available. You have those outboard heated seats, USBs, air vents, cup holders, seat back pockets, and I don't know if you guys even noticed that different color on the seats too, by the way. But yeah, overall, this is a nice interior. A little bit of storage below this seat here, and flat floor surface. Ooh. They do have your tire pressure monitoring sensors in there too. And then here are the floor mats. Now, as far as the screens go, I'm not going to take too much time here. You do have a heads-up display. You have this fully digitized gauge cluster, 13.4-inch display right there, and you can see those animations on the screen. dual climate control, heated and ventilated seats. The truck comes loaded, and whether you like GM or you don't like them, they are definitely one of the top trucks in the segment for sure. I don't think that I care which one is better. I think that they all have their strengths and weaknesses, but just GM has a lot to offer for the money. I think the way most of us use our trucks, this is probably the better truck for like most of us. Now, if you tow a lot, I think Ram. If you just want the coolest and baddest truck on the market that's more versatile, yeah, Ford probably is going to win there. But overall, I think that what you get for the money, GM is the best truck, bar none. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 7,250 pounds with a 12,100 pound gross vehicle weight rating. 20 by 8.5 wide wheels. And yellow stickers right there, 3,817 pounds. You guys see the tire pressure. They do give you a trailering sticker too. They show you your gross combined weight rating. They also show you the curb weight of the truck and your conventional and gooseneck towing numbers. Hopefully you guys can see all that. Hope you guys liked the video. The only reason why I did this video, as I said, was to show you the interior. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you would like to see more of the interior, you can go back and watch a ton of my videos that I go over the interior a little bit more thoroughly. So yeah, I just want to show you around it and show you a few things, and let me know your thoughts later.